Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello everyone and welcome to this amazing digital platform known as Know Your Entrepreneur or KYE. I am your host Trupta Kolgad Nadkarni. Today we will be speaking with Salil Chaudhary. He is the founder of Netbhet, which is an e-learning platform connecting trainers and students together. Netbhet has trained over 75,000 plus students and counting from 18 countries across the world and is focused right now on the regional language that is Marathi. Salil has 14 years of corporate experience working with companies like Mahindra & Mahindra, Godfrey Phillips Limited, Godrej, and in various differing capacities such as engineering, sales, service operations, and he's also a self-taught digital marketer as well as a trainer. So we can't wait to find out more from Salil. And hello, welcome to the KYE digital platform. How are you doing today, Salil?
Yeah, I'm doing great and thank you for having me here.
It's our pleasure. So please tell us your motivation behind becoming an entrepreneur. Why did you not want to go down the 9 to 5, be stuck in that rigmarole, but you wanted something else, you wanted to branch out? Please tell us your story.
Sure. So actually I was doing 9 to 5 for quite a long time, almost 14 years of my life. I was doing 9 to 5, but it was unfortunately not 9 to 5 because my job was highly stressful job. I was into sales, nowhere near to education or marketing, digital marketing. My core job was into sales. I was in Andhra Pradesh that time working with Godrej. And that way life was good because I used to get all the kind of promotions, all salary hikes, and life was really good. And I was quite young by then. I was youngest branch manager in my division. Life was really good, but somehow that satisfaction was not there. That I have to do, which is close to my heart. Now, to finding something which is close to my heart was not really difficult because I learned from Marathi medium.
Correct.
So after SSC, throughout SSC, I was a very good student. I was not studious, but I used to crack any kind of exam, any test, never any problem.
Okay.
But my education was from Marathi language. And then when I went to college, my 3-year diploma started, and the first unit test I failed just because the language was not comfortable. It was English. My teacher was South Indian, so she was not able to speak in even Hindi. So that was a kind of dead block. That's the first time I realized that language has such a critical role to play.
Correct.
And that somewhere that point germinated that many people who have good potential, they can do wonderful things, but only because of language barrier, they cannot maximize their potential, and then they stuck in the routine life. And that point somewhere was in my mind. Then in 2015, I got to go to London for some personal work. My wife was already there, so I got to go there for some personal work, and that was the first time in my life I took a 25 days leave. In my 14 years of working career, maximum leave I used to take is maximum 5 to 6 days. Even for my marriage, I took 7 days leave.
Wow. Okay.
So first time I got 25 days break, wherein I was not working anywhere, from no stress, nothing. And I realized that life can be really good without stress. During those holidays, and I happened to be in one business conference in London, and a platform called Udemy. You must have heard about it. Udemy is an educational platform, and it is working on a global scale. I happened to attend to their session in London, and I thought, oh, we can do this in Marathi. Nobody is doing it. and that was kind in an instant. It just got to me. And while coming back, I decided in the aeroplane. While coming back from London to Hyderabad, I decided in the aeroplane that I'm resigning. Once I landed, I called back my wife, said that I'm resigning. She said, okay, go ahead. And next day I resigned. And then the journey started of my online business. And initially I started getting some trainers on board, but people were not really comfortable. Online was not a keyword there. 2015 I'm talking about. So trainers were really afraid of putting their content online. They thought that my content once gone is gone. So I had no choice left but to start training myself. So I became a trainer. I was never a trainer. So what I was good at sales. I was good at even Excel, Word, PowerPoint, basic skills. I started teaching them online. And thankfully I got first customer on the first day of my business.
Wow,
that was really awesome. The day I launched my first course, on the same day evening, I got my first customer, and then I thought, yes, and you will not believe my first customer was from a remote area, Pandharpur.
Wow.
So I thought maybe I will get my customer from Mumbai, Pune, or big cities. But then I realized actually people who are in remote areas, they don't have good training, teaching facilities. They are real customers. And that's how journey started. And then Corona time was really good time for all education businesses, same for me.
Right.
And then it took over.
Wow. But I really admire your, courage and that decision you took in the plane, and your such a supporting wife you have who said, yes, please resign. And just how the ball started rolling that way, like you made it.
Just in a minute, she said, okay, go ahead.
That's amazing that you have this support and you decided, you stuck to that decision and you went for it. I think that really is very admirable. So I'm guessing the word Netbhet as in meeting in Marathi, that's how that word came to you, or was it your wife's suggestion to name your...
No, there was one article series used to come in a local paper, Lok Satta. It was named as Netbhet, and I just checked the domain. Domain was available, so I booked that.
Oh, okay. Nice and catchy name, and of course makes sense because it's a learning platform. You connect students and teachers. So what is it about this field that gives you the satisfaction that you're happy you're not in the 9 to 5, but you're doing something that you truly enjoy? What is it about this field?
So the first thing is education really changes lives. I never thought of this, but even nowadays we have courses from suitable for even age group of 8 years to 80 years.
Wow.
And I have seen the spectrum. Education really changes lives. I'll just give one example. Very initially, I got a phone call because I used to be a customer service. I used to be sales manager. So I used to get customers. I used to get customer calls, and one police inspector called me, and he said that I got promoted because I did a particular course in Marathi, and fortunately, the similar questions were asked in interview, and I was able to crack it. I got promoted because of you.
Wow.
And to date, I get similar calls, similar messages. But this was the first one, so I remember, and it really changes their lives. That is the best feeling, that if you can do something. The second best part of this education business is something which people really need, they get. So I'm not selling them any fancy things, any wants that they need to do. Filling their need, something which they don't even know that they need it. But once they get it, and they cannot return my product once they get it. Once they learn, and that creates the impact.
Absolutely, because
that is the best feeling.
Absolutely, I feel you, because you can't unlearn it, right? And this knowledge is something that's going to stick with them forever. So I'm sure when they crack a big exam, or when they do well, I'm sure they really appreciate what they have learned from you. So that indeed is very wonderful. Did you face any sort of challenges or barriers or obstacles when you started Netbhet, and how did you get past them?
So the initial resistance to learn online was the biggest challenge, because I saw this idea working in UK, and I thought that it should work. There is nothing that is stopping the online learning idea from working in India. but somehow people were not comfortable. So my initial 1 and 2 years, 1.5 years was pretty bad. And when I told at my house that I'm going to get into a e-learning business, I'm going to train people. So they said that you're not a trainer, who's going to train? So I told them a lot of big things that many trainers will come, they'll teach their topics. But first 1.5 years, I did not get a single trainer on board. And then I myself started training, and my parents thought, इसने book up कर दिया कुछ तो. And that was the initial hurdle. So market was not ready. Maybe I was just before time. So that was the initial thing. People don't believe you initially. At the same time, I realized that people who don't know you at all, they really believe you. They believe your cause.
Right.
So there are people, there are students specifically. They have never seen me, never known about Netbhet, but they were willing to pay me. They don't have credit card. They don't know how to pay online. They used to say, give me your account details. I'll come and give you check. I'll come and go into the bank. So they used to believe me. I never had office. I was working from home. So people who really don't know can believe your cause, but that takes time. And that initial period was the struggle period there.
Yeah, and it's
Thankfully my wife took care of all the expenses. So money was not a struggle, but the initial struggle was there.
Oh, and like I said before, also it's indeed, you're very lucky. You have a supporting wife and a supporting family who supports you in everything you do. And it's like swimming. Once you fall in the water, you have to beat around and find your way. So that's how you found it. You couldn't find trainers, so you just decided to fight for it and do it yourself. And Netbhet has come so far, in these last so many years, and still 75,000 and counting. So that's amazing. We wish you guys all the best for that. Where do you see Netbhet in the near future or in the future? Like, what are your goals or aspirations with regards to Netbhet?
So initially, like any other startup or any other budding entrepreneur, my thought was to scale this up like anything, massive scale up was in my mind. But when I actually got into the business, I realized that it doesn't matter how much you scale. It matters how many lives you are impacting.
That's very
and so I changed my entire plan. My initial plan was to do this in Marathi for 2 or 3 years, then replicate the model in Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, and do it for all regional languages. Now I have scratched that plan. I'm not going there because I realized that Marathi itself is a big segment, and instead of growing in different regions, I'll go deep in Marathi. So then we started various other trainings like art, calligraphy, music, drawing, painting. We are also working for a course on how to play tabla, how to play flute, how to play chess. So there are so many things that you can teach.
correct.
The only thing is language of delivery will be Marathi. So going forward, I don't see myself going back to any other language. I will go in Marathi, go as deep as possible in Marathi. Second plan is, I realized that my idea is not really genuine. It's not original. So somebody already was doing it in US, I just copied it. But then I realized that even copying can be fruitful. If the market is available, solution is required, give it. Doesn't matter if you're an innovator or not, for me at least. So I started looking for other ideas which I can copy, and I realized a very good platform called TED Talks.
Yeah.
You must have,
Yes.
everybody on internet knows about it.
Yeah.
So then I realized, wow, TED Talks can be done in Marathi. So we launched Netbhet Talks. That's our okay. We had done 3 live sessions till now. Last 6 months we have been doing it. We brought many good people. So there are certain topics which you cannot teach as a course. They can be really expensive,
Right.
or there cannot be a very big size of sizable students. So then I realized that, but still there are topics which needs to be touched upon. So then we started this Netbhet Talks where experts come, experts deliver their lectures within 18-20 minutes, and that's just a teaser that how deep this topic can be. And then if I start getting requirement, people start asking, we want to know more about this topic, then we convert it into a course. So
Okay.
it is kind of a vertical integration for me, and it's another product as well. So I look myself for Netbhet to go forward in this really big as big as TED Talks in Maharashtra at least.
Absolutely. And what has the response been so far to the Netbhet talks? Like, have you
Really awesome.
Okay.
Really good. We had done around 27 speakers as of now. Only 10 videos around are uploaded online. One or two videos are already crossed 2 lakhs plus views.
Wonderful. Okay.
And so people are really interested when the real expert who has spent years and years in that particular domain, they come and they even talk about 10 minutes, you get depth of knowledge. You don't have to read 10 books around it. So people realize the potential of it. And even experts are happy because they get to reach to many people. So one expert, she is from Pune only, and she is working on unschooling kind of concept. So her concept is don't teach the student, let the student learn. It's a reverse process.
Okay.
So we get to teach, we have teachers and we start with syllabus and we call that education, but she's saying that's not the education. Let the child learn. And then she's actually doing very good extensive work, and that work was appreciated to the one and all. And people started calling us that we want to know more about it, because that's a burning issue everywhere. So now we are launching their courses.
Wow.
That is how we work.
That's great, because it's good, you said you talk about copying and this, but I wouldn't say that, because you're taking inspiration from some platform, you're giving them due credit, and you're launching something of your own, and it's helping so many people. So I definitely think that's very awesome. So you think ever since you started Netbhet till now, this venture has changed you in any way? Has it brought about any changes in you?
It has changed me as a person completely.
Okay.
Because when you are working 9 to 5, you don't bother about finances. You don't bother about people around you much. You don't bother about recruitment, retaining people. So one thing this business taught me is talking to people. How to really understand people, not just on the surface level, like we do it in corporate. Really understand people, what are their needs, what could be their inner, maybe what you call, ichha. So I learned to understand people, and I can confidently say that past 6-7 years, whoever I'm talking to, I'm really trying to understand the person very, very carefully. That has a massive impact on how I respond.
Right.
So once you understand the people, your response changes.
Yeah.
So it has completely changed.
So you take the time to slow down and actually get to know the person, and then find out the story. So finally, what would you like to say to the upcoming and budding entrepreneurs out there? They might have an idea. How can they go about it? Where can they start? So some words of wisdom or some advice for them.
I have many more advices, but I will stick to only 2 or 3. First one is, don't do like what I did. Don't resign in the flight. So plan properly. I am not saying by planning you can do meticulous planning. No business can work with meticulous planning. Only thing is put some runway to you. Get some at least 6 to 12 months of cash in hand, which you can use, because I was fortunate to get customers on day 1, but many businesses may not get those. So make sure that you have sufficient cash before you start anything. Second is, people talk a lot about following the passion. And people think that they are following their passion, but they don't spend time enough to understand what is their passion.
Correct.
So finding the passion is more important than following the passion.
That's very.
And the step 1 is finding the passion, but all the motivational trainers start from the step 2, follow the passion. But that step 1 is many times missing. So find your passion, take time, understand what you are really good at, what you really want to do it. That is my second answer. Third one is solve a real problem. There could be a lot of fancy technologies, new techs coming on, and you may think that I'm into ed tech, finance tech, some other tech, market tech, but that tech is not going to take your business to places. The only thing, the solution that you're providing. If you're not solving the problem, your business is going nowhere.
Right. So that is great advice, because like you said, most of the inspirational people who give inspirational talks will directly go to follow your passion. But if you don't know what it is, how will you go for it? So I think that advice is something good, and something our viewers will definitely remember. So Salil, thank you so much for coming on the KYE digital platform and speaking to us about Netbhet. We wish your venture all the very best, and it was really nice speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here, and it was wonderful interacting. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.